Welcome to Question and Answers with Jas Townsend and Son. I'm going to be covering several questions, specifically about Hartshorn and a few other things. Thanks for watching today. First up, a little bit of housekeeping. We changed the name of this particular series. We were calling it Exploring the 18th Century, but since we started doing an in-depth research series, we've decided to rename this series Question and Answers. So this new in-depth research series we're going to name Exploring the 18th Century. And right now we're covering the topic of 18th century chemical leavening. So make sure to check that out. Another little housekeeping topic is Twitter. We've just opened a Twitter account, so if you'd like to follow us and get updates on our videos and other news here at Jas Townsend and Son, please follow us at this address here, or you can get a link down in the description of this video. Now for their questions. Our first question comes from Hollins87. He's writing on the pemmican series, and he says, I was hoping to try this recipe out, but I wanted to ask before I started, are there any particular cuts of beef that you'd recommend? Well, originally pemmican was made with the entire animal, so they used all of the cuts of meat. And so there aren't any particular ones that are particularly good for pemmican, so I would start out with less expensive cuts of meat to experiment with. The main thing really is to just remember to cut across the grain so it's easy to pulverize the meat. The next question comes from Christopher Roderick. He says he's writing on the salted fish episode, and he says, could this be done with canned fish or canned tuna? I realize that salt could be added to accomplish the taste. Well, we have not experimented with anything other than the salted fish that you buy in the box. If anyone out there, if any of you viewers have any experience with making a recipe similar to what we did in the salted fish episode, I would love to hear about it. Super Sneaky Steve, he's commenting on the chemical leavening series, and he says, if Kevin is in front of the camera, then who's behind it? Well, we have our regular sound guy, and he also does some camera work. He's behind the cameras today. Aaron usually does sound, and he also does most of the editing, so he's the guy who's pressing the buttons. Our last question is from the Bacon Wizard, and he's commenting on the chemical leavening series, and he says, I'm stoked about this. One that I'm keen on, or leavening method that I'm keen on, is Hartshorn, Scandinavian as far as I know. Well, Hartshorn is a kind of a complicated topic. We will be covering it in the leavening series. Hartshorn's a little bit different. Many of these leavenings have to do with, chemical leavenings have to do with an acid and a base, or an alkaline that creates our gas, our carbon dioxide gas. But Hartshorn is something different, and it's not just Hartshorn, but it's salt of Hartshorn, which is a different product than Hartshorn. Salt of Hartshorn is ammonium carbonate, and under heat, not just with an acid, but just with the heat, it creates ammonia gas that releases, and it makes a crisp leavened product, like a little crispy cookies. We're still doing research on exactly how far back that one stretches, but don't be confused. In 18th century texts in cookbooks, you'll find references to Hartshorn, but that's just plain Hartshorn that they used to make jellies. It's not the same thing as the salt of Hartshorn that is for leavening. Since it's Christmas time, we're going to be spending time with our families. We will be missing a video or two here in our schedule. Specifically, next Thursday will be Christmas, so there won't be a question and answer video. I really want to thank everyone for watching. I want to make sure everyone out there has a wonderful Christmas and a happy holiday season. Thanks for watching. If you've got questions, whether it's related to our 18th century cooking series, the 18th century in general, to Jas Townsend and Son and our products, any of those kinds of questions, I would love to hear. Make sure to give us your questions in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you can see our website and request a print catalog.